Hello, everyone. Nate here, back at the top of the episode to drop a little bit of information about our socials. You can find us now on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at The Rolled Standard. You can also email us at therolledstandardgang@gmail.com. If you have any questions or concerns or want to suggest a game for us to play in the future. You can also find us individually on Instagram if you want to see what any of us are up to or just want to talk to us directly. At Rolled Standard Dice is me. At cannibal.chris is Chris. At Vonhouse, Haus, is Jake. And at Aaron_Hume is Aaron. With all that out of the way, I hope you've been enjoying the show. Cheers, and don't sniff glue.
So welcome back to the Rolled Standard. Today we'll be reviewing the one-shot for Depths of Drasted. I was the GMDM keeper. I am Aaron.
I am Chris. No, I was Chris. And I was Wagner Lionheart.
God. Jake, and I was Sloan McCord, the touchy father.
I'm Nate. I was Chance Devereaux, and I was the doorman.
Yes, you were. Sneaky doorman.
I enjoyed
Nobody gave you a tip.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, that fucking bastard.
But I got the fuck out of there, so I don't have to
yeah,
care.
he dipped.
Oh, that's right. I bet he just stands outside the door now.
Yeah.
Lets people in or not.
I'm the doorman.
Oh, he got trapped, but he's
No.
now, no. Like he didn't make it on time, and now he's just stuck as the guard of the front.
The front room. Yeah, he stands at the other side of the bridge.
Bullshit, we're not
Yo.
making this part canon.
Oh, there it is.
Aaron said I escaped. Fuck off.
Yeah, fair enough.
Sure.
Yeah, whatever. Not in my head
I was
canon.
putting words in his mouth, too. He's like, sure, okay, now it's canon.
I want a headcanon.
So how did you guys like the game?
It was fun. It was a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed playing it, and it was like, even though there was a lot of mistakes in the book itself, like it was poorly put together, or we're just missing shit in the one kit that you got, but
No,
there was
it
a lot
was-
that was missing.
There were printing errors.
Yeah, it was definitely some printing errors, and I was trying to be open about the printing errors as
No,
we
that's
were
great.
going.
Honestly, I think it's a good game even with those errors because of that. And for someone like me, I don't know, for a new person and being able to actually change up some of the rules because it's so open, either by purpose or mistake, but rape wasp, murder hornet, and what was the other one? Grave bee?
It was Grave Hornet, Wasp Hornet, and then there was another point where they were talking about the exact same thing.
Tomb Yellow Jacket.
Yeah, it was Tomb Hornet.
Yeah, grave bee.
Yeah, grave bees.
I don't know. I like how open the game was, even with its flaws. It felt like it had its own really good personal experience. So it's a game that I'm going to remember.
I think that we do a lot of that as well.
That's true. The memories, a lot of times the fun you had was because you made it fun.
But yeah, like having fun with and even just like the different names of insects was really fun. Because I edit it, I get like way more than
you get to
guys.
hear it all
Yeah.
again.
You have to be reminded exactly what it was that was said.
And it's crazy because like I feel like through this we laughed so much.
Yeah.
It like obviously like what's out on the feed right now is just like mostly me, Chris, and Aaron.
True.
But we've done a lot of recording of other things that Jake's already been a part of. I think we've talked about it already. And we do a lot of laughing through that stuff too, but I don't know what it was about the characters that we were playing or the setting that we're playing in or whatever, but we laughed so much. Like through this whole thing, I enjoyed going back through it.
I think it's because it was a one shot, because in the Monster of the Week series, we actually have like an ongoing multiple things happening.
Right,
yeah.
we've got
And you're more of an emotional anchor in that series.
Oh, for sure. I have no fucking emotional stake to you guys when I'm Chance Devereaux.
Yeah.
don't-
That was very clear.
Yeah. I liked being the meathead.
It was great.
That was I never played that kind of character. And
No,
it was,
the best part was the meta champion.
yeah.
Like you're a paladin of the meta
Yeah, he's just a fighter though.
I know.
He's just so aware of how he's like. He's
like,
so good on his tactics. He's like broken through like the rules of reality.
Oh yeah,
And
the
the
end,
fourth wall.
The end blew my mind when you're like, "Take me." I was like, "What? No way. That's
Yeah.
awesome."
Yeah, no. Well, I figured, considering I was thinking about what was happening. I was like RPing hard, right? And that's what we should be doing. I mean, that's how you play it. But I was thinking, like, I'm standing in this room, in this place that I fought this thing, and this place is like bleeding this green crap everywhere, and it's just like raining it inside. And I'm just like, there's no escape from this. I thought about our path out, like climb up the rope again, and then like jump across the bridge. And I'm just like, yeah, there's probably no way out. And he's like, this was my fate.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Honestly, I was like, well, I'm already fucked. Like the rest of the world is not going to accept me. I have maggots crawling out of my flesh
That's a great point.
and a scorpion tail.
Dude, that's
plus I can control like a locust. So
Or like a swarm of flies. Yeah.
yeah, there's no way I'm going to be accepted back into the real world.
It's like, I think it's the dopest way to leave it. To be honest, it's creepy Father Sloan turns into the avatar of the slime.
Right.
Wagner is the paladin of the slime.
No, right, yeah. The great thing is I never actually got touched by it.
No, you did. You did when we killed that fucking rat king, though.
Well, at the end,
because it was pouring from the ceiling.
True that, but I mean, like through all the perils and all this.
Yeah,
the weird
never
number.
once. That's why I was like, oh my god, he's not going to escape.
I'm the champion of the slime.
Yeah.
Is really what he is.
No, that's true.
Because he's like he made it. He ran the gauntlet and survived it without getting like.
That would explain why you would be accepted not as just like part of the slime. You would have your own individuality, but you're still being controlled by the slime.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
I still want him to be a centaur though.
I knew. Yeah.
So he still has a centipede leg.
Oh, I'm sure because
Dude.
every time it touches you, it does something.
Spoilers though, dude. If we ever come back to this setting, because I would love to see how that would turn out. Because getting Chance out of there
Don't worry.
in the very small likelihood that Chance gets out, he's like a perfect in to going back to that place.
Oh
just
yeah,
play him
just
again.
some weird mutated guy in the back alley of some weird town, and these other characters come across him, and then he like sends them
On this quest.
Yeah.
to find a cure because he thinks I probably had a cure on me. That's why I took that vial.
Could
I mean,
be.
that's good backstory for that.
Yeah. But would he
Chance
assume
has
that
a
you
little
made that though?
scorpion nub.
Yeah. And then more horrible things, maybe.
Probably. It's a good chance. It's like Saw, like the first Saw movie. Like you see him leave the room,
Yep.
the doctor, and then in the end of the second, when you see his body, like a couple of feet on the hall, it's like that.
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
just
it's
like,
like right
he's just
after.
hanging from the rope by the neck somehow.
No, I really liked it. I think it was the atmosphere of the game, the way it was set up, everything that was involved, and the story that it was telling, and just the creepiness.
Yeah.
It wasn't horror, but it was creepy as fuck to be walking around. Well, I say that because I felt like I was in it. So to be walking in that world and imagining it was just like, I think the second time we recorded, I actually was kind of nervous about doing anything. The first episode,
man, I know.
The
And
first episode, I was like, "Yeah, bud, kick that fucking door in. Let's fucking do this shit."
Yeah.
Second episode, I'm like, "Dude, I have a tail.
it made me laugh
Let's
so
not
hard.
do this."
Yeah.
It made me laugh so hard to see you panicking about the fact
Oh,
that
the giant closet.
yes.
Yeah,
Oh my
man.
god. Because beforehand you roll and we're just like, well, I mean, you believe it. Chris is just like, yeah, I mean, do you believe it? And you're like,
Somebody else look.
Yeah, you literally said that.
I'm gonna be. He's like, Chance, you want to come take? It's like, well, you deal with your closet, buddy. I'm taking care of this room. And he just like sits there and he just takes a moment and stares at a closet.
Yeah, I did take time to I needed real world time to think about what I was gonna do. I don't know what the hell is in there. More fucking ghoul rats? No,
Damn near.
rape wasp.
Yeah.
Even worse. And then when you told us what they do, oh god, yeah. So everything like with the backstory of this game was just amazing to me.
Yeah.
Because they even went so detailed for those wasps. Maybe they're a real monster that they just put in the game. But
I don't think so.
okay,
No,
but that
they-
was
they definitely had
badass.
to
The
make
way
them.
like they infect you, and if you die, you just explode into another one.
There are other types of creatures in Dungeons and Dragons that have kind of similar effects. I mean, not necessarily
Similar.
like.
Yeah, but I don't play. So.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know there's games
Zero-
out there like
No,
that,
no,
and
like-
there's other monsters and stuff. I understand that, but this game in particular like hit home. rolling a D10 to get a random mutation. That was also pretty cool.
No, that was
Very
crazy
cool.
as hell too.
Mutation table, temporary insanity table.
Yeah. Even with the flaws, they did some really cool things with this.
That's exactly what I mean. Is that like,
I think Jake would really enjoy Call of Cthulhu.
yeah, I know you would for sure.
Oh, no.
But
no, if we ever play part 3.
yeah, what I was saying is that there are other creatures and other abilities that, like, once you are reduced to 0 hit points, something happens to you.
A lot of them make you them. That's
Turn
the
you
main
into something or disintegrate you or something like that. Having insects
Impregnate you?
yeah, and then explode out of your brain or whatever the fuck it was. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's a ridiculously brutal way to do that death mechanic.
So it's great that you were like really enjoying that moment because you know, as I just go through my days, I just read core rule books for different games and just kind of read them cover to cover nowadays. And I'm currently reading the Alien.
Oh, no.
Yeah, which actually won the Emmy for best game last year.
Really?
Yeah, actually number 2 was Merc Borg. So those I think are on our short list.
Yeah,
But
that's cool.
anyway, I've been reading the cinematic starter guide. Right, it's like 180 pages, I believe, 160. Some. And there's 2 ways to play that game. You know, cinematic and then campaign. Cinematic is meant to be a 1-shot like a movie. In our case, probably like a 3-shot.
Oh, sure, sure.
But and then campaign play is obviously your long-term games where the rules are a little bit different, which is interesting. But there's like a table for what the xenomorphs will do to you, and like there's critical injuries. So like you roll a d66, which is literally roll 2 d6s, and the list obviously doesn't include like 17.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And like the last 4 on that list are all instant death.
Oh, God.
But it's a very crazy system. I think you would really enjoy that. So
That sounds
if
great.
you want to see us play that, let
You
us
can
know.
email us at the Rolled Standard Gang
Yeah, at gmail.com.
gmail.com.
Yeah,
Exactly. So, Alien, the role playing game.
that sounds actually really good. So, let's talk about some of these. We've already brought it up. Some of these weird inconsistencies and things that are
Oh my
happening
god,
in this
it was
game.
so bad. Like controlling your scorpion tail. It's like you can use this
As a
using-
weapon,
following these rule sets, colon,
nothing.
Yeah.
nothing at all.
And I think there are other abilities that.
Like I'm sure that there were supposed to be stats for, you know, the poison from the scorpion stinger, the actual damage from it. If you're proficient, which we decided you were not.
Then there's other things that that ended up being very strange too. Like in a obviously,
Oh, the map, the pulpit.
That was another one.
Right.
Yep.
If it's supposed to be a secret area, don't clearly label it on the map that you're supposed to put down so your players know what the fuck they're looking at.
Right.
It's like,
Oh, that's very true.
Or at least instructions like, hey,
Right.
cover the shit.
hey, by the
Yeah,
way, get a
that'd be nice.
motherfucker ready.
Also, the cultists, the bottom second paragraph of their last ability was another paragraph of the tomb wasp.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
the
yeah. That
grave
was super
hornets.
strange, too.
Yeah. Grave Hornets? I can't remember.
Well, it
Great
depends where in the
wasp
book you're reading.
communities.
Right.
It's 2020. They can identify however they want.
Dungeon Dragonfly.
But then there was other things too, like things that we had talked about after everything was done. I think a good example was the acolytes. They had 2 different attacks that you can choose from.
That did the exact same thing.
They did exactly the
but
same.
I'm willing to bet though that the dagger would have activated that second paragraph, the mystery second
Yeah.
paragraph.
Yeah, oh sure.
It's
If
the
it
only
was
reason
there.
that you would do that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, what's there? The information given is they have the same exact damage with 2 different weapons, either a dagger or a giant claw.
I think the only actual mechanical difference was they had like a +5 with the dagger and a +7 with the claw.
I think
So-
you even said it was like a
I think
plus.
those were the same two, actually, weren't they? I can't remember.
I know there
But
was a reason.
I know that there was
I
like
kept
bludgeoning
using-
and piercing damage. Though was like the big
Sure.
mechanical difference. But I'm pretty damn sure that I'm just guessing because we don't know.
Right. We don't
But-
currently have the book right here.
No, that's true.
That ending paragraph that's taken up by the Grave Hornet stuff could have been something that had to do with the dagger.
that yes,
Yeah.
100%.
So it seems we'll never know what that was supposed to be.
Unless I pre-ordered and I got some fucking super rare misprint. In which case, if someone at home has this, please email us at theworldstandardgang@gmail.com.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I haven't seen a whole lot of coverage of this game.
Yeah.
So if you also have played this, let us know. That's a big one.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything really.
We want them feedbacks, yo.
It's definitely an interesting setting. I can
agree with that.
I was reminded of the Ghostbusters 2 a lot during
Just the
this.
pig
I,
slime.
I can
Yeah.
I get that.
I can imagine that. I just the narration was all great. All of it was
Yep.
very, very well written.
I specifically tried to go slow and a little deeper and make it spooky.
Yeah,
But-
that's huge. As soon as you started talking the very first recording session for this, I was already like, "Oh, this is gonna be good."
It's like,
I mean,
this
it
is
just-
like an old-timey radio show.
Yeah,
It's great, but then there's the duality of it where we're
assholes.
fucking clowns.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like everyone has come to expect that, kind of.
I don't know at this point.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah,
I also, for me, my narration, listening myself at home later, I talk like I have a mouthful of marbles.
You do.
I do. I apologize, but fuck you.
No,
I don't think you can say both.
I have to listen. I have to listen to that stuff far more than anybody thinks, and I never have a problem with it. How did you guys feel about the magical items at?
Oh, they
That
were
we got.
baller.
They were OP as hell.
Yeah, they were ridiculous.
that too.
but fun. The ring. I think what we did with the ring was great, and I think the way it ended up was great.
Oh man, it was so funny.
2 out of 3. Yeah,
Oh yeah, because I fucking dropped it like I said I would.
and that was a
Yeah.
good call on your part to make a dex roll for that because that was something we randomly decided to do that wasn't scripted.
Yep.
You guys threw, and I feel like
We're in
probably
combat.
We do this to you quite a bit, Chris.
Every day.
Is you guys threw me for a couple of loops. And it's like this
Yeah.
is completely unscripted. Okay, give me dex check or strength check or whatever.
Sure.
But I think I did kind of okay with
You did
that.
fine.
Nice.
Yeah, perfect. You made good calls. Every one of those was a good call. I don't think there was anything where I was like, no, not like that.
Like, no, you can't do that.
No, I don't think I ever did that.
You bullshitter. No, I really enjoyed that mostly because I knew right away that if I had made the decision, because I guess there was a world where I could like disengage and get close to Sloan so that on his turn he could just take it from my hand and use it.
Yeah.
But I knew that Sloan didn't have good dexterity, and I was
You
like,
fucking bastard.
let's see how this goes.
Heat of the moment.
Yep. I knew it. Especially after I rolled a natural 1 and hit you
Mhm.
with it.
Yeah.
Instead,
No,
Chris.
No, you shot me in the back.
No, that was me throwing a dagger, sir.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. So you
I
hit him
shot-
too?
I shot
You got me with the ring.
yes, all
Oh,
of the
that's
damage of
right.
it.
So this massive like spectral bull comes out of the ring and just fucking bowls me over.
Just tramples you.
Yep. So it was actually a demon.
All charges
I
too.
think it was like
Yeah.
a horned beetle.
I thought it was a horned demon.
No, I said
I don't
horned
know.
beast.
Beast. Oh.
Oh.
maybe. Okay.
Yeah, splitting the diff.
Yeah, no doubt.
Um,
I've seen a demon and a beetle. A beast.
like it was just such a great moment to be like, I get deflected with the ring in my hand and it just shoots straight at you.
Actually, so yeah, that was actually not 2 out of 3. That was 1 out of 3, and one of those
Minus-
3 kind of negated mine. So
Yeah.
it was a straight fail.
0. The ring was no use to us.
I didn't die though. I took a heavy damage. I
Yeah.
was like mitigating HP hard there.
Oh, it was-
and I fucking nailed that.
If on that last attack by the boss, if I had actually attacked instead of using the fancy thing I wanted to, where he just disappears and teleports through the ether 30
Oh,
feet.
sure.
Oh right, yep.
If I had attacked and I had hit, maybe you would have gone down.
I think I had like
I know you were close.
There was a chance where like I could survive another one, but it could take me down.
Yeah.
You know, depending
was-
on your
it was-
depending on the damage.
It was like 9 or 10 HP or something like that because he had.
Yep. That was directly
Healed you.
after his thing. Yeah. And then we had a whole round again before he came back. So I think I recovered enough where I could have been fine. But I could also not have
I had
been.
already gone down. I
That's true.
believe.
I can't remember either.
Yeah, somebody did.
I think I went down and
And then I slapped some booty.
yes.
Just
Yes.
playing
that did happen.
bongos on them cheeks.
Yeah, there was a good chance
Right
that
away.
things could have
It
been
was right
really
away
bad.
because that's why I had to move up so fast was because you went down. So right away I had to go slap some booty.
I think he had 5 or 6 attacks on me that
Yep.
round.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's a cool mechanic for that character too. Like something that I had never seen before myself was how did it
Roll
work?
a d6 because you get d6 attacks.
Yeah.
And then you can either do the single attack, which nobody's going to do if you have the option to do a multi-attack.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Why?
you get to roll a d6, and your lowest option is that same.
Right.
Yeah. No. Yeah. And then nobody reading that I think is ever going to think that. Like,
No.
like, oh, I'm going to do this. It's like, no, you're going to do that thing that allows you to do that at least once.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are a couple of times where he rolled low and we got lucky, but like otherwise, I think both Chance and Wagner got hit with like 5 and 6s.
Yeah. We got some heavy hits. And I mean, it makes sense the way they decided to do that too. You know, it was just like random parts of it doing it.
Mhm.
So like it could have
Right,
been
'cause
a
it
random
was-
amount of times it happens.
I'm also curious as to like what they ever like building it, what they expected we might do when it came to resting, because that's one of those
Good
things
question.
too. Like we had rested twice,
Short and long. Long and both longs.
both long rests, and I'm curious about where they expected a party of people to be, and if they were going to rest, or where they would, or how many times they might going through that entire thing. Because
Good
like
question.
there's a good chance we could have made that like far easier than it was supposed to be if there was ever supposed to be like some kind of encounter that interrupted that kind of stuff. I assume there wasn't anything written in
No.
there about that, but I mean I don't know.
There was a part in this one I completely pulled out of thin air while we were playing, where you guys were taking watch for, I believe it was your second long rest, and I'm just sitting here rolling 20s. Like, oh yeah, give me a perception test. I was just making shit up
I've done that before.
just to fuck with y'all.
Yeah,
No, that's a great idea. That's good.
fucking work.
Yeah, I do that all the time. Not all the time, but I do it occasionally. Every once in a while, I'll just be like rolling for something or like asking you questions. It leads nowhere.
Right. I love doing that because it keeps the players on their toes.
Exactly. Yeah, it creates suspense.
It creates distrust.
I don't do that often. And whenever I have done it, you haven't noticed.
Yeah, well,
Or actually did. I probably told you actually when I do that in any game.
A couple times.
that's very possible.
I'm usually like pretty candid about what I would do after the fact.
that sword.
Yes.
That Sloan used.
Oh yeah.
Holy fucking shit. What an amazingly overpowered like for this level. Weirdly enough, like doing that amount of damage as just a bonus round thing that you can do all the time is actually really dope for pretty much any level, but
And any character.
yeah.
It'd have been good on anybody because that's a lot of damage.
But for this level turned it into something that was like so much more OP.
No, and the screaming little children.
yeah, you made that weird as hell.
No, not screaming, laughing,
Oh, yeah, the
giggling.
giggling.
Yeah, that was weird as hell. That was good though.
I don't know why it reminded me of
Because
like
they're from The Ghost
yeah, well,
with
yeah.
Whoopi Goldberg. I just gave him voices.
That's right, he did.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, I remember the narrative now.
Yep, I remember that. 'Cause we're like Patrick Swayze.
No, that thing was crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I don't know if we used it correctly, but also I really wanted to use it.
I feel like you did that right because it says you can use that.
And look what ended up happening. I became the slime lord.
right.
So
what happens.
I got
That's what
this
you get for crossing over
badass
on-
fucking.
yeah,
now
on
my
alignment.
now my little demon children are just green shadows,
Oh,
and
my
they have a
God. There's
gurgle
so
to their
many
laugh.
of them.
I
To
don't
throw
think
another
I can do
metal
that.
reference in, you can use that tornado of souls every bonus round.
Tornado of Souls.
Oh, I see what you did there.
What band was that?
I have no idea. Is it Kiss?
Yes. Yes, it was.
It's Smashing Pumpkins, Jake. Come on.
For like 2 months.
Chris is nervous, smiling, trying not to stab us.
No, actually, I was hoping nobody asked me because I don't know either.
Oh shit!
Megadeth.
Oh, okay. Well,
To be fair, it's 2020.
yeah.
Megadeth's not really metal anymore.
No, it's still.
If anything, that was my second guess. Something to do with death and being large.
That's totally what Megadeth is. Big death.
Big
Yeah.
death. Big Die. Hey, you ever hear that band Big Die?
Big die?
Big Die.
Yeah, with the hurricane
Sounds like a late-
people's lives.
Hurricane of people's lives.
Totally.
Fucking
There's some straight
rockin',
late 90s new
rockin',
metal.
yeah.
Big
Yeah,
Die.
They've also got that song about that slow mud.
What were we talking about before this?
Your tornado of soul sword.
Oh yeah. Really cool sword. I really like it.
Was that 2d6 or 4d6?
2d6.
2d6.
That's not that powerful.
It's not like crazy, but
No,
when
but
you
it-
think about your
For
normal
a cleric,
turn damage,
especially a cleric.
I don't know. I like,
2d6 is pretty reasonable for a 5th level anything, really. Especially a bonus action type thing.
and it could do it to everybody.
Oh, the
In a
area of
radius.
effect is pretty big.
Because I was gonna say,
and-
like,
and
just
you were saying
casting.
your normal damage.
right, your normal turn damage or, healing or whatever, and then your bonus action, you're just
Yeah.
automatically going to do 2d6.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you're gonna cast something like
right, unless you're doing something else.
healing word or spiritual weapons. Great. Because you can do pretty much the same. Just use a bonus action to move a weapon and do it. It only does it to one creature, but it goes from like 1d8 plus your wisdom to I don't know, every level it adds a D8. I think.
I don't know, man. Once I got that sword and those flies.
Oh,
though,
that's what I mean. Is like that sword's way like really crazy powerful for a level 5 character like Sloan.
Yep. I was basically a DPS and a tank at one point because I had those
And
flies.
healer.
That was like crowd
And a
control.
healer. Yeah, I was just a druid out there.
Just a one-man party.
Yep.
Yep.
It was awesome. And then to shit on that thing's face more, you're like, pick me.
I wanted to be the new Rat King.
You are. And you were.
You are, you were, and you will be.
I don't know. I thought that ring was pretty badass to give to you because you were always pretty much bull rushing everything anyways. So
Right, yeah.
I was like, man, this is way more. I don't need this. I already have this badass sword.
Oh man,
No.
But fuck Chance. Fuck that guy.
Yeah,
I'm the
I
only
know.
one who used that thing right.
Yeah, right?
Hey,
You definitely gave it to the right person.
Hey, our stupid homebrew rules did that one in for
That's
us.
actually true. That's 100% true. Which honestly, okay, I'm glad you brought that up actually because I think
like the rules.
you like the homebrews.
I like that.
The D4
I
and the
do
double
like that
D20?
because if we're going to be doing this, we have to have our own flavor for the games that we play. And
I think it should be game by game though.
Yeah,
Because you
there's-
don't want to. Like,
Oh,
so
yeah,
we're
no.
gonna break mechanics horribly, and if we do that constantly.
No, what I'm just saying is don't take it out completely.
So in other words, the D&D 5e home as house rules for D&D 5e, keep them. They're not ours.
Not necessarily.
They're not. They're introduced by people who played with us at some point, but
yeah,
like the D4 thing is
just
is
explain
there.
it exactly like that,
And
and just use it for certain. Don't use a shit ton of them, obviously, because we're
Right.
trying to.
Those are the only two that we actually have.
Yeah, so
We had other ones.
I think that's
previously,
the
but we
perfect
dropped.
amount of weird rules that you also put in, but it doesn't change anything mechanically. It just adds to what could possibly happen.
Yeah, it gives you another 5% increasing multiplier
Of
of
terrible
on
shit.
crits, and then the other one is just a randomizer as to what a critical miss really is.
Yeah,
What does the actual core rulebook say happens on a 1?
Nothing.
Nothing.
No such thing as a critical miss.
you just don't get it.
Just a thing
That's
that doesn't.
it.
And the
It's
critical
just
hit
like,
is still
oh, you
double
missed?
dice damage, and that's it.
I mean, I think that if it says anything, it is that it's an automatic fail.
I think that's
Like
what
no
it is.
matter what your like if you have a plus 17 to something and
Oh,
you
yeah,
roll a
that makes
natural
sense.
1,
It's an automatic
it's
fail.
yeah, you don't
Critical
get an
miss,
18.
yeah,
Like if
makes
you're trying to do
sense.
stealth against somebody who's got horrible perception, you still lose. In that, like I think that might be it. But even if that's the case, like that's the way that I'd
That's,
interpret it.
that's still pretty
regardless.
weak, though. You know,
No,
what I mean?
that's-
'Cause critical means like something's going on.
That's true.
Something it's more pressing.
important.
Yeah, it's critical,
It's all how you read into it.
and that's good. Fine. I mean,
For it works for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition because of the way that it is.
Right.
If we tried doing this in something like Pathfinder,
won't work.
it wouldn't work.
No,
Everything is way
because you don't. Well, because they clearly state that a critical success on anything is not rolling a 20, but beating DCs.
and it's same with
By
the
10.
miss.
Yeah,
is
same thing. It's
Rolling underneath a thing. So,
Right, so you
rolling
couldn't
one
do
doesn't
that.
matter.
No, I mean you could, but like the rolling a 1 would probably still work.
But you already have a negative
Oh,
effect happening.
they already
when
fill
you're-
those in.
Yeah, when you're having
Oh, you're adding on a separate critical.
That is
which
worse.
Doesn't make sense.
yeah. So another question, one that I had asked when we were doing the Call of Cthulhu review because it meant nothing in that game, at least up until that point. But how did you guys feel about the combat? How impactful, I guess.
I appreciated it. Just a different perspective on it. Because normally I'm a player. I'm never the DM, GM, keeper.
No, that's true. So yeah, it's got to be a really different perspective for you then too.
Yeah, that's in all of the years I've done role-playing games. That's the only time I've ever actually ran and been the DM, GM, keeper.
Just insert.
Just, pick the right one.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's giving you options.
I'm gonna leave them all in. So
Yeah, of course you will.
Well, that's why I started it, saying it that way.
The list is going to get longer and longer.
that's actually a really good point. Something that I guess I really didn't think about being like a almost constant player myself as well. I was only ever in charge of one game, and that was a home game that we had done, and that was I don't know. I feel like those were so much more low stakes.
They were.
in,
Well, I mean, well, they
in
were.
comparison in every way.
It's a whole new perspective for me. I appreciate the work that you put in, sir.
Oh, thank you.
It's quite a bit more than just sitting there waiting and going.
Yeah. Oh my
You
god.
have to know exactly what's happening in what places.
Absolutely.
And it's even more when you have to create all of that.
Yeah.
I'm just a
for
tall
sure.
toddler, so like I have a pretty wild imagination, so I got sucked in right away.
Well, then
But for me, as an impactful combat, I guess it was more impactful because I knew we were basically trapped. Because the only way out was across that fucking bridge again, and I didn't want to deal with that. And the story was driving us to a certain end point.
True.
right.
So it was impactful because everything that happened had a weird side effect. The mutations, even going into rooms, like that room full of all the bodies and shit.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
weird as shit, and there was nothing in there.
Yeah, that was never explained in the book, by the way. It was just a barricaded and locked door
Right.
with a room full of bodies and a bunch of empty wine bottles.
But it leaves it open. It seems like a bunch of people went in there,
Jim
knowing
Jones
what was going
drank
to happen,
themselves to
drank
death.
themselves to death.
Jim
And
Jones
so it adds
themselves.
to the story. They didn't have to put anything in there.
Right.
That right there is just
But that
story
room
being
is
told.
Jonestown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the Iron Range.
Yeah, true.
I think they like came into this place, got attacked by something or the slime or something, and then we're like, "Fuck, nope!" Hiding in this room for a while, and then just drink what we got, and then they died.
Yeah.
Just of fear.
Or
pretty much.
the survivors from whatever happened initially with that experiment or whatever, because we talked to those students. That was pretty impactful too, just that whole setting there.
Well, that's what I was.
And that combat.
Yeah.
Wow. I was not. I knew that a couple of them were going to join together, but I didn't think the whole Poltergeist movie scene was going to happen where he's ripping his face off.
Right. It's they actually call that the face melter in the book.
Oh, cool.
Oh man,
Which is
that's
also
amazing.
which is also a term for a very good solo. Thank you.
That fight was. I thought that fight was really good. I really enjoyed that fight.
I enjoyed every bit of that interaction.
yeah, every fight was good.
There was a whole lot of information that you could have pulled from those students.
Yeah,
had you
but
asked
the
right-
prompts were so like I don't know. I
Yeah,
felt
we had
like
to come up
were-
with them.
Yeah, I felt like we were hitting pretty good with our questions, but they weren't leading anywhere.
Right. It's just off the top of my head. It was essentially that they were students. Was one point of it was
Oh yeah, we got that.
they were students of the repository who tried to take over by performing this forbidden dark ritual, and then the Dark Lord or Dread Lord, depending on where in the book you were reading. But that one actually might have been me just talking. I might have said Dread, and it was actually dark.
I think that interaction was great the way it went because of the improv moments that we got out of it. Like anytime that we were sitting there talking and Chris made the motion to turn around and be like, just hold on a second, boys. and then
Thanks for waiting.
yeah,
That
and then
was
turn
fun.
back around. It had like
And be like, I'm okay. We're gonna kill him.
it had this amazing like Adult Swim feel to it where it's just like, what the fuck is actually happening right now?
Like I feel like all those guys were just sitting there like,
Very
Watching
Aqua Teen
us.
Hunger Force.
yeah, no, yeah.
Standing around just like
Guys.
Sidebar.
bro. And then like as soon as they start moving, that's when you turn around and you're like, just one more minute. I appreciate you waiting. It was the weirdest like high tension moment for me.
Dude, we're very Scooby-Doo as a group.
Yes.
No,
oh my
because
God.
think about Scooby-Doo minus the kids, right? It's a serious situation relatively going on. There's a guy kind of killing people, generally, or something's horrible's happening like that.
Yeah.
And then these goofballs show up, and then just like, they handle it true, but like, kind of idiots.
they're running through doors to theme music. and-
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's kind of what we do.
Absolutely.
And regardless of what game we're playing. Or,
Absolutely.
Which is fine.
The
'cause that's
setting
just
is-
that's who we are.
It's really like the setting is a very serious horror movie, and then literally
and then there's us.
And
Yeah,
then it turns into
cartoons walk into the screen.
Think about,
A poorly recorded VHS where you recorded over a horror movie with cartoons, but it didn't take.
Oh
they're
god.
just overlapping.
I was just
Yep.
thinking this like horror movie Space Jam.
Well, I'm trying to think of something that I know happens in the future with us that I can't mention without spoilers, and this is fine. You can leave this in.
Okay.
Because think about the last thing that we did with the last game that we played, right? And all I have to say is sausages.
Oh yeah.
See what I mean? Or and then you'll know exactly. I really hope I'm gonna say this, and then you guys aren't gonna know what I'm talking about, you at home. But when you do, you do. But think of the Bichon Frise.
Oh no.
Just like
the majestic.
the majestic. Oh,
The majestic Bichon Friche.
Oh, it really
Freeze.
is too. But think of that though, like that's goofy as hell, and the situation very serious.
And the cows.
Cows.
Yes.
So, I mean, and I really hope that once you get to that episode eventually,
Which will be probably a few months for you guys, and then it'll be like a light bulb explodes above your head and showers glass into your eyes.
All 7 of you.
That sounds horrible. Okay, Jake, I did want to ask you this, being like a new player and everything, to most tabletop games. You've played a couple of things with us here and there, but how is jumping into being a cleric like? Because that's like a very weird style of play for somebody to jump into 5th edition, like almost playing none of it before that.
I like slapping booty, so it was easy. I don't know. It didn't. I don't know. Normally, anytime I do play any kind of RPG game, I'm either just roguey, super snipey with the bow, or I do like the traditional paladin thing. And I felt like because you, Chris, were going to be playing in this, and you rarely get to play, and then I don't know. I just kind of wanted to play off of what you guys were doing. Okay. So I stepped into it like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but it's easy to grasp. I mean, you guys had to talk me through how the spells worked, but you're a great source of knowledge to begin with, and it's just I don't know. It was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be to step into that role. Plus, we started off at level 5, right?
we did.
Yeah. So I mean, I got a little boost on everything. But the weapons and equipment provided in the game, if you took the chances to find them, you could outfit any character to do anything. Like, as soon as I got that Sword of Souls, man, I was doing damage right up there with you guys.
Yeah.
On bonus actions. So I could heal. I became a really good healer because of the bonus items I got. Especially in the very last fight against the Rat King. I had those fucking flies surrounding me. And we use that to our advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the distraction stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I mean, because of the game and how it played out, it was really easy to be a cleric as a first-time player. So
No,
I don't
that makes
know
sense.
if
I mean...
Yeah. Before I got those abilities, though, and before I even used the sword, it was challenging. I had to really think about what I was doing because I knew you were our tank, but you were also rolling really, really well. So I never... to me as a new player, it looked like you were doing really well. So I was like, well, when the fuck should I heal this guy? I just waited for your cue because I didn't want to ask like,
oh yeah, you didn't make it very obvious at all where you were at with help most of the time.
I told you my exact numbers.
no,
well, when it got really close there, especially. But otherwise, yeah, I can see where he's coming from as like the dude that's
if you think about
coming into a game like, oh, I'm the healer, and you're like, all right, we're going, and you're just getting beat to shit. He's like,
well, if you think about it, you wouldn't know in real life. Like, if a guy's still pushing to, like, he's about to die, but he's still got that strength, he's going to keep going if he's that kind of guy.
You can sort of see people. You can see people's damage if you think about it, though.
Well, yeah,
Like,
no, I'm just saying,
off,
like,
I
as
could
a...
probably fix his leg.
Okay, well, put it this way. If I was a first-time cleric in the game, too, like, Sloan had never touched booty before in his life. That's basically how it was for me.
he's a pretty good cleric for a dude that's never touched booties.
Well, yeah, we all survived.
Very true.
So... I mean,
in a sense, I guess.
If you want to call it
In
that.
the best sense, we were in charge of our own destinies there.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know,
ultimately what surviving is.
It was an adventure, and that's what it felt like. So it was really easy for me to be the cleric because I had 2 other people with me, and
that's
I
true.
could rely on them in the game.
Yeah, it is nice not having to like prepare your spells and stuff either when they're like, these are the ones that you know.
Yep.
Because clerics have to do that stuff all the time, and I mean, like when you're leveling as a cleric, it's fine because you get to understand it way easier and like
we
what
had those
you know
character
and what you do.
sheets.
But
Those
yeah,
character
they had
sheets were great.
like
for me,
really great little pre-generated character sheets.
For me, when I'm a player, I fucking hate spell slots.
Yeah, I
I've
think
said it
everybody
before.
does.
I will say it again. I fucking hate them.
Yeah, having to manage that shit. I like the management of them. I like being like a bard and like, okay, well, I can
sing this song.
I can Tasha's hideous laughter this person, but then that's going to take away my ability to do, all that kind of weird shit. I enjoy that shit a lot. On the other hand, I've never played a rogue in 5th edition before, or anything as far as I know, or remember rather. I've never done it before, and I understand that. I understand that feeling that people get when they play a rogue.
Did in a way Starfinder operative.
Okay, sure.
That's a rogue.
No, that's true. But I haven't got to the point yet as an operative that it feels necessarily like that yet.
Right, that's fair. Because you do get the trick attack, which
yeah.
is essentially the same thing as the...
But you got to move up. So I don't know if I guess it felt like I had to move up farther. I guess when I jump into a 5th level rogue,
Yeah.
But I really understand how satisfying a sneak attack is, or can be, because it made me laugh so hard when we were fighting the wasps and I shot my bow and I hit a wasp and I did sneak attack damage, but I rolled a 1, a 2, and a 3, so it did like, I don't know, like 12-ish damage or whatever. Like when Jake heard it, it didn't sound like anything special in comparison to the damage that was happening, right? Next attack, sneak attack, and it was huge. It was like 21 or 24 or something like that. And
Yeah.
Jake freaked the fuck out. He's like, you bastard! How dare you hold back on me? My voice even broke. And no, it was amazing. It was so funny to me that I'm like, dog, I'm not trying to
I'm
keep
just the
this from you.
doorman.
No, I literally said before I wasn't just the doorman. I was like, I do other things. I don't just do doors.
Yeah, I know that was the best part though. Like I'm just I'm an old well, I'm not old. What was I, 38?
32.
I'm a middle-aged
No, you were like
cleric.
20 something. We all
No,
were.
no, he was
No, I was
38.
38.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was 5'3", 38, weighed 135.
He's like, oh, I'm a good-looking guy.
Oh, that's
And
right.
then I read
Yeah,
all
I
that
remember
shit.
that.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it was great because everyone kind of got to be a new person. Me, because I don't fucking play, but
I want to like reprise that personality regularly. I think it's just fun to be.
The same personality with different voices.
Just different like game. He's just like a different, not the same name every time, but
well,
like,
he's made it so you can just travel.
yeah, he could just be that guy.
3 dimensions.
He's got that. Same.
He's just like an agent in a different game. It's just like, hey guys,
remember me.
Honestly,
You shouldn't.
your Wagner voice sounds a lot like when you do All Might.
Oh, really?
Oh,
when
yeah.
I do it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep,
That's kind of what I was. I guess it kind of was doing all my.
that makes sense.
I thought originally it was like
I-
the Alex Stagram voice.
I also
minus the H, which is heroism. Remember?
yeah.
He's addicted to heroism.
You know who would go great with Wagner? Wagner.
That's what I was gonna say. I think it was hilarious that everybody just devolved into him being Wagner.
Wagner, yeah. You remember his middle name? We established his middle name.
Kendall.
Yeah, Kendall.
with an O.
Yeah.
He's got the Kendall
Codpiece.
codpiece.
Yeah.
Yep.
God damn.
Oh man.
But the D-Pick, one of the D-Pick members would very well fit together with him.
Yeah, you'll eventually find out very soon, actually, what the D-Pick is.
The D-Pick has not been introduced.
Actually, next episode is the introduction to the D-Pick.
That's a
Yup.
perfect segue.
So
my
we're
friend.
all going to give you guys a little sneak peek at our D-Pick next week.
I did a thing!
We've invited you all to view the D-Pick.
Yeah, you're all going to take a look at our D-Pick.
That's so
It's a
terrifying.
collective D-Pick, too.
Please don't send the police
It gets
to my house.
funnier the longer you listen.
And that address is.
no,
kidding.
no, that's no.
It's like a picture of 3 toothpicks and a hot dog.
Yep, I'll let you guess. I'll let
Yeah,
you guys
we'll
decide
let
who the
you
hot dog
figure
is.
out who's who.
Nate.
No, that's actually pretty good segue into it. We are moving into the Fate Core system.
Mm-hmm.
After all this stuff is, well, I mean, after this episode, actually,
Literally
I mean,
next episode. Yeah,
next
as I was
episode
saying.
is I'm sorry. The next episode is the Fate Core review, or not review, but the
building.
yeah, the
An
building
actual
session.
name for it.
Session 0.
Setup or something. It's a session 0.
Yeah, well, yeah, essentially.
And for clarity, I guess that works. That was actually Jake's first episode recorded with us,
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So,
'Cause I'm
that's-
sure
which-
we'll talk about it in there.
which is a perfect disclaimer that the next episode that you're going to hear is an early one in us recording.
Yeah.
So bear with us for like 2-3 episodes where we start to really find our groove, which we found before you get to Depths of Drasted, excuse me.
Yes.
Because we played Fate for like, you're going to get like 4 episodes of Fate. And then
I mean, I think we moving them on
I
for a
said,
week. After
clarity,
that.
right?
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
For sure.
No, yeah. So we did 4 episodes of the Fate Core system, which is going to be our session 0, 2-part one shot. That's how we do them.
Pretty much.
And then review of it, and then it's we're moving directly into Monster of the Week, which is actually going to be our first long play.
Yeah, we kind of used the Fate Core system. I don't know if we've talked about this before, but we kind of used the Fate Core system just to try it out and see what it was like as a jumping off point for character creation for something that we are moving into that will last us probably 3-4 times as long as
Oh, God.
anything we've done already.
Probably, I want to say like you could call it 15 to 20 episodes.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
A season. It's really a season.
Kind of.
This is almost a preseason.
This is weird.
Weird. Well, this is season 1 where we don't really know what we're doing. And then season 2, we're playing Monsters a Week. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Things make sense here.
So, the character building and all the stuff that happens in Fate Core is really involved, and
It was weird.
I just want to give a
Past
disclaimer
love
as to
notes.
why it's so short. The character creation stuff that we did for, or are doing, the stuff that you're going to hear is really involved with the 3 characters that we created. And the more that we talked about doing Monster of the Week, the more it lended itself more to that medium, I feel. And I hope that everybody listening will agree. I hope that you guys will agree that it definitely helped us expand the characters better and farther. And I am very happy with what happens so far.
really like that we tied together the
the
universes.
preseason.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right. The rolled universe.
Right. We brought went was was better.
Yeah.
What about a banana?
Oh, yeah. This is your first introduction into that universe, sir.
We should actually almost call it the standard universe because it sounds really basic. Like the standard universe.
This is the standard universe.
The standard
Well,
universe.
that's us. We're basic bitches.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
True.
But yeah,
We brought well, we tied Wentworth in because I fucking hate Wentworth, so we didn't actually bring him back. So
and actually, they've already heard in the last live play or the last actual play of Call of Cthulhu, they got a little sample as almost a seed of a character.
yeah.
Which, if you put the pieces together, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I don't even know what's going on. What?
That's fine.
hard saying.
Listen to the podcast,
Yeah,
bro.
listen to the show.
I did.
All right.
Was it Red Jake?
Oh my god.
Sure, Jake.
Yeah.
Sure, buddy. No, yeah.
Sure, Red Jake.
He was. I swear, he was not based on.
This is pre-murder Red Jake.
yeah. He's not red yet. Pre-red red Jake.
No, I know what you're
He's
talking
just pink
about.
Jake right now.
No, no, I think we got to do just a little bit of a wrap up here for Depths of Drasted. It's a little different because we're not doing a game system review.
Right.
Right. It's a module for 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. We're obviously not reviewing 5th edition because that would be a totally different type.
It's almost redundant.
Yeah, no doubt.
There's no point.
Absolutely. Storytelling wise, I feel like it was great.
Yeah. Well,
I think they did an amazing job of painting a picture for you to know to go into. Obviously, like we said, we're like fucking horror Space Jam. It's just cartoon characters walking into
Horror
Freddy
Space
versus
Jam.
Jason or whatever, you know. Like we're the ones who fucked that up. but the painting that they Bob Rossed was actually really fucking great.
yeah.
I have to give them all the credit for that because it's a great little experience to just give to somebody.
For sure. So that begs the question then: does the Depths of Drasted, does the Black Dahlia Murders, Depths of Drasted, Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition module meet the rolled standard?
Not the adventure path.
Not the adventure.
No.
path. That's not the adventure path. Say no paiso.
Now, this is actually a hard question for me.
Same.
I'm going to say the only actual negative thing I have is they really should have had whoever edited that book,
Yeah, double and triple check that.
pay attention to what the fuck you're doing.
For sure. Yep.
That being said, things happen. It just needed a little editing, a little clarification.
I feel like it could have easily happened, was overlooked, and then after printing, it was like, oh, well,
It's
we
like,
can't
well,
do
we
anything
already
about this
did it.
now. Like I could feel like that's an easy thing to not
Out.
notice.
Yeah, easy out. Sort of is though, in a way. You're like, well,
It could have been a pain
what's
making
done
this
is
game.
done.
We don't know.
Right.
I mean,
On that, Chris, I know you have the PDF somewhere in
do.
your computer. Did
Yep.
you have a chance to look at that and see if those mistakes were the same?
I did not.
Okay.
I thought about it.
I feel like they're going to be.
I would assume.
I assume the same.
Yeah.
But you know what happens when you assume? You are oftentimes incorrect.
You say that so often. It's hilarious.
Oftentimes.
Oftentimes. You say that oftentimes.
No, the question is actually a little bit harder for me because it's not something that could I see this? Could I see playing in a game where this is a jumping off point for a campaign? I think so.
Maybe.
I mean, if that's the tone you're trying to set,
Depends on how it ends.
that's true.
The way we ended it? No, not really, but kind of.
Right. I think that you'd modify the end of it a little bit where it's like it seems less likely that you're going to have to deal with
a horribly mutated character.
Yeah. I mean, I could also see those effects being something that could be taken away by a greater restoration or something like that.
Probably
because
very
that sounds like a thing that like, oh, now you have to figure out a way to live. But this is what I'm saying. Like if you're building a campaign that has this kind of atmosphere, then that's the kind of stuff that you might have to deal with.
Yeah, very darkest dungeon.
Absolutely.
Very grim.
And then like if you're going to this place at level 5, like they have them set up to be, you're not too far away from a greater restoration. So you can figure that out later if that's what you want to do. Or if it's something that like for 2-3 levels or whatever after you get the point of greater restoration, you could get used to being a centaur or whatever.
I mean, it might be fun to play those weird mutated characters.
Right, exactly.
Very like Mutant Year Zero.
Really, all you got to do is kind of like keep the same implication of Doom that the very end of it had, but give it a more definite out.
Yeah.
Right.
To that
There's a
moment.
doorway behind the Rat King
Something.
with sunlight shining.
Because that could easily leave you open for like another like Drasted's been quiet for so long and now something's happening and you are the characters that were there fucking everything up, you know.
Yeah.
You could like I think that it has really great potential for that for storytelling elements, but if we're talking about whether or not the story itself has potential to play again, I think yeah.
Yeah, with some adjustments.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's hard for me to decide. The thing is that like the rolled standard is usually used for a new game system,
Right.
something that we play like that isn't.
That we would do on our own time outside of this podcast. Like we
Would we do it
like
again?
we play Starfighter.
But like 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons doesn't meet the rolled standard. I mean,
Not really. Not anymore.
not
No.
really.
We moved on.
But the module itself, if it came down to me playing like if somebody was starting a game,
would you recommend it is really the thing. To find
Yeah.
players.
yeah.
That's the number one
yeah,
thing.
totally.
Like I said, it's got a great atmosphere. It's got great narration for the atmosphere that you're in. And I mean, there's probably a ton of people that
If there was a party that had gone into it that was just super serious and was just all about that deep dark slime, I feel like that could have potentially been like a really, really intense thing. But I personally, I appreciate the levity that we all bring because that's just who we are as people.
Sure. Okay, so then to clarify, if we're talking about the rolled standard for something like this, like a module, like if we're going to recommend it to somebody or whatever, then right? Because it does kind of fall under different parameters than how we would grade an actual different game system.
True.
I think recommendation is probably the perfect way to think about it.
I agree.
From that point, though, for somebody who plays 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, do we feel like this meets the rolled standard? Would you recommend it to somebody to play this weird little thing?
Absolutely.
Yes, with a disclaimer that there's a lot of editing errors, a lot of publishing errors.
That's true.
That's a big thing. And
That's actually a good way to put it. I would definitely do the same.
I would say yes, but listen to our podcast episode about it first.
Well, no, you don't want to give yourself spoilers. What you want is not like we had, shitting on myself. You want a DM that's going to read the whole thing and do the homework.
Well, I was just going to say, tell your dungeon master or whoever the dungeon master is that you're trying to recommend this to, what to look for in the editing errors, and then fill in the blanks yourself so you have an answer. It doesn't have to be really anything, to be honest. Figure out what you think is fair, put it in there, and then just go for it. I think that it's a good story. Mechanically, it's lacking just that little bit.
But good luck getting your hands on it. It was a limited edition. They only
The
made so many
PDF
copies.
is available online.
It is? Oh, I didn't know that.
I pre-ordered the box set because, I wanted the album and I wanted the module.
Of course.
And then I got an email a few weeks after I got it that the PDF was available for free because I had purchased the box set. And I believe the PDF was for sale.
Okay. Well, there you go.
I too recommend it.
I, too, recommend this.
I had a lot of fun, and I think I pretty much tried to sell the game anyways just by talking about it tonight because I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, no doubt. I agree with that completely. I guess I'm more biased to like it because I'm just playing with you guys anyway, to be honest. Like, having people that you can role play with is very, very, very fun. If you find those people, keep them.
Yeah.
Please.
In your basement if you have to.
Yeah, like we do. Yeah. Basements and bastards, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's back.
No.
Deep cut. Go look it up
Facebook
on YouTube.
still won't
Don't
let
look
me
it
get
up.
rid of that thing.
Don't look it up.
Dude,
Dude, look it up.
7
You'll
times.
see our faces.
No.
Oh, the videos? Dude, it's hard to find the videos.
It is.
No, you can find them though.
Yeah, you can.
I'm watching
but it
every
is
I'm
once in a
hard.
subscribed to
while.
them, so
that's why
it's
I can find
easy.
it.
Dude, I'm the one that fucking uploaded them.
I know.
can't even find them.
I'll send you a link.
Oh, okay.
Wait, I like how the thumbnails show everyone's face but mine.
I couldn't find a
It
good
just
picture
shows
of you.
Doctor Doom.
Yeah, I couldn't find a good picture of you, so I put.
That is my
Dr.
picture.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, even now you can't find one.
Nope.
Nope. My picture is that it actually is a photo of me. It's
But
just
it's
so
all
heavily
edited.
digitized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Don't look that up.
All right. I guess with all that said, it could have been a better review, could have been a worse review, for sure, on either side. But I enjoyed every moment we were in that oozing cesspool. Thank you very much, Aaron, for running that for us.
It was super fun. And sometime in the future, maybe, who knows, I'd like to run something again somewhere.
Yeah.
I think that would be a great time, too. Like Aaron said, if you want to try and find this, it should be pretty easy for you to find a PDF of it, whether or not it's free or for sale. We recommend it.
Yes.
Yeah. Keep an eye on our Facebook page because I may put up a link to it. That might be a smart
Good
idea.
idea, because I need help with. I got all these things, and
I've been thinking about doing stuff with that thing, and I might do it.
Yeah, I see you rooting around in the background.
What do you mean?
I get notifications when people are rooting around.
I don't touch anything.
No, like anything that happens.
That's
So
hackers.
like Aaron shared a bunch of shit, and then it sent me a bunch
Oh, I
of
shared.
notifications.
I shared it.
Yeah,
That's
so
all.
like it's really hard to do it when I'm fucking driving across the country.
Well, don't do it while driving.
I don't have much free time.
Let
Somebody
that
wanna
be
take
your
that? But
takeaway
that's still
from
not
this.
free time.
Don't text and drive.
Yeah. That'd be your biggest takeaway. If you learn anything from us,
Oh no, it's a laptop.
it's not like what game to play.
On the
It's that don't
steering
text and drive. And I guess the other takeaway that you could get from us is don't sniff glue.
Always a good takeaway.
Always.